This week, a year ago, it was Liberation Day. Remember that day? Remember when Trump stood in the Rose Gardens and hit the world with tariffs? Most countries, even some countries that weren't even populated with people, got tariffed. And remember, he stood there, confidently saying, you know, these tariffs, the prices would come down. Jobs would be roaring back to America. Remember that? And the world just looked on as he carried out that speech. A year later, the U.S. manufacturing lost 89,000 jobs. Food prices climbed 2.8% from tariffs. The Supreme Court struck most of them down as unconstitutional, but prices didn't come back down. They almost never do. And Canada, unfortunately, is sitting in the middle of it all. You see, the Canadian economy was already struggling predating this conflict between the United States and Iran. But now you're going to be seeing even more issues. Our food banks have been overwhelmed. Toronto's biggest food bank just hit a record. Nearly 1 million people showed up for food in 3 months compared to this time last year. You see, the problem with the issues in the Middle East is that it affects energy. Now, Canada is is in a good position because we export a lot of oil. So with higher oil prices, our economy actually benefits. However, it still has a negative trickle down effect on us because energy is spiking. You need energy for food to create food, which means that food costs will go up. You need to transport that food. You need gas to transport that food, which means the trucking cost will go up. And something like the food bank is already being overwhelmed, just like our grocery stores are already, or our groceries already are expensive. So it's only going to get more expensive as the food banks are going to be even more overwhelmed. And these problems are mutually exclusive. It goes up because of 10 different things happening at once. A war you didn't start, a trade policy from a country you don't vote in, a housing crisis nobody fixed. At the end of the day, though, there's always a few people still making some money. Until next time.